1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Nayab. First, the headlines. Prime Minister, appreciating the initiative for manufacturing cardiac stunt in the country, said it will significantly reduce expenditure on treatment of heart diseases besides saving foreign exchange. Information Minister has reiterated the government's commitment to put the country and its institution on solid footing. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have reiterated to further enhance bilateral ties and continue close collaboration on all matters of mutual interest. Special Assistant on National Security says India has no other solution except to give right to self-determination to Kashmiris in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In Afghanistan, head of the High Council for National Reconciliation has stressed the need for unity among Afghan factions. The United Nations has warned that more than 66% of people in Yemen are food insecure due to shortage of funding. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the government is focused to promote local manufacturing and industrialization to enhance exports of the country. Addressing a ceremony after inaugurating an innovative health technology facility at NUST Islamabad today, he said real development of the country is not possible without enhancing the exports. The Prime Minister said all government departments have been directed to facilitate and create an enabling environment for investment. He said overseas Pakistanis are being encouraged and facilitated to invest in the country. Giving assurance of full support to higher education, Imran Khan said the government will promote knowledge economy. He urged the youth to have their visions and work hard to realize their potential. Appreciating the initiative of manufacturing of cardiac stunts in Pakistan, he said it will significantly reduce expenditures on treatment of heart diseases besides saving foreign exchange. Earlier, addressing the ceremony, Minister for Science and Technology Chaudhry Fawad Hussain said Pakistan is heading from import-based economy to manufacturing-based economy. He said Pakistan is advancing towards self-reliance under the visionary leadership of Prime Minister Imran Khan. The Senate was informed today that the country's economic growth is projected to be 2% during the current fiscal year despite global recession due to COVID-19. Minister for Industries Hamad Azhar told the House during question hour that the stimulus package of 1,240 billion rupees announced by the government in the wake of coronavirus pandemic has provided necessary support to different sectors, including the SMEs. He said the economic indicators are positive, with remittance witnessing 20% increase as compared to previous years. The minister said the FPR is exceeding its revenue targets, which manifest increased activity in the industries including automobiles and textiles. He said the money laundering has now been declared a cognizable offence. He expressed the confidence that our progress in this regard will be noted by the Financial Action Task Force in the next meeting. Minister for Information and Broadcasting Shibli Faraz has reiterated the government's commitment to put the country and its institution on solid footing. Speaking in the Senate today, he assured that the good days are ahead as the country is being taken towards the path of development. Shibli Faraz said the opposition parties are out against an honest Prime Minister who remains firm and steadfast in his stance of ridding the country of the corrupt elements who destroyed the institution and the economy. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have reiterated to further enhance bilateral ties and continue close collaboration on all matters of mutual interest. The understanding came during a video call between Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Saudi Minister of Communication and Information Technology Abdullah Al Sawah. The two ministers discussed bilateral cooperation in the field of information technology. Shah Mahmood Qureshi underlined the historic and deep-rooted fraternal ties which form the basis of enhanced cooperation in all fields between the two countries. He said that two countries share the focus on development of information technology, which is the need of the modern digital age. The Saudi minister reciprocated the warm feeling and echoed the sentiments of the foreign minister, terming Pakistan as a close brotherly country. This is Radio Pakistan. Prime Minister Imran Khan has expressed deepest condolences and prayed for the 20 security personnel, including 6 army men, martyred in 2 cowardly acts of terrorism yesterday. In a tweet, he said the entire nation stands behind all our security forces as they continue to lay down their lives for the safety and security of Pakistan. The National Assembly began its new session at the Parliament House in Islamabad this afternoon with Speaker Asad Kaisar in the chair. The House offered Fatiha for the departed soul of security agencies personnel who embraced martyrdom while defending the motherland. The funeral prayers of 14 security personnel who were martyred at Coastal Highway Urmara was offered at Avaran Militia in Lisbela today. Later, the dead bodies were dispatched to their ancestral towns with full honor. Balochistan Home Minister Mir Ziaullah Langov says India is spending $500 million annually for carrying out terrorist activities in Balochistan. Addressing a press conference in Quetta today, he reiterated that the nefarious designs of enemies will be thwarted at all cost and all possible measures will be taken to eliminate terrorism from the province. Replying to a question, he said terrorism-related incidents have remarkably reduced as compared to the past due to measures taken by the government and valuable sacrifices of security forces. Special Assistant to the Prime Minister on National Security and Strategic Policy Planning, Dr. Mueed Yusuf says India is stuck in a difficult position in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and unable to figure out what to do. Talking to APP in Islamabad today, he said India's illegal move of 5th August last year has expectedly backfired and it has lost Kashmir for all practical purposes. Dr. Mueed said the future of Kashmir dispute is that India will have to hold plebiscite as per UN's resolution to give Kashmiris their just right to self-determination, as there is no other workable solution to the issue. To a question, he said Pakistan is aggressively countering the narrative that India used to sell to the world for the last many years, which is not being accepted now. With regard to the domicile issue in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Dr. Mueed categorically stated that Indian move to provide domicile to non-Kashmiri residents is illegal and the UN framework does not allow it. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, Indian troops and police have arrested dozens of youth from Srinagar and other areas to intimidate and harass the masses. The troops and police personnel continued massive cordon and search operation in different areas of Srinagar, Batagam, Kandabal, Kupwara, Bandipora, Baramulla, Shopaiya, Pulwama, Islamabad, Kulgam, Poonch, Kishtwar, Doda, Ramban and Rajouri and subjected residents to torture and harassment. Meanwhile, an analytical report released by Kashmir Media Service today said that India continues to suppress Kashmiri's voice for freedom through its brutal policy in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. It said Indian genocidal policy has resulted in the killing of 95,686 Kashmiris since January 1989 till 30th September 2020. The occupation authorities have also locked the office of a local wire agency, Kashmir News Service, in Srinagar. In Afghanistan, Head of High Council for National Reconciliation Abdullah Abdullah has stressed need for unity among Afghan, saying violence will not lead the country to peace. Addressing a ceremony in Kabul, he said that Afghans will defend the country's dignity and sovereignty if ultimately the Taliban accept no logical way for peace. In Afghanistan, 7 people were killed and 5 others injured in 2 improvised bomb explosions in Ghor and Bakhtia province today. United Nations has warned that due to shortage of funding in Yemen, more than 66% of people are considered food insecure. Speaking at UN Security Council, UN Under Secretary General for Humanitarian Affairs and Emergency Relief Coordinator Mark Lowcock said aid agencies are now reaching only about 9 million people a month now as compared to more than 13 million at the start of the year. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is likely to prevail in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain with thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in lower Sindh. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.